Well, I just want to believe that you've been doing well. This is Marketplace Believers, an online platform that engages, equips, and encourages believers to say, Ina Owezekana. Welcome to what we are calling a, a very interesting series in which we are calling prayers to the Lord. And beyond days, we've dealt with Peter and how he denied Jesus. We've talked about Pontius Pilate, and today we are doing our third character, and that no other but Malchus. We need to say 5 important things, and remember, during the broadcast, you can be able to comment and tell us where you are watching us from, and would be more than willing to read your comments at the tail end of this broadcast. And we are so grateful for the many of you who've been commenting and telling us how these particular episodes have been helpful to them. Now, let's dive in and let's talk about Malchus. 5 things. Number one, we need to say that Malchus was the servant of the high priest. He was the servant of the high priest. When that high priest was none other but Caiaphas. And we need to say that this must have been a position of envy. And the high priest of that time was very, very powerful, so to speak. And he controlled, not only was he the president of the Sanhedrin, but again, we see him, he had a military police that he controlled. He controlled the temple treasury. And he was also the person who was in charge of running the affairs, especially during the religious rites of his day. And during this time of Jesus' life, he was the one who was acting as the liaison officer between the colonial master and the Jewish subjects. And so it was a coveted position, so to speak, during those times. And so Malchus was a servant of a very powerful guy, if you ask us. He was a servant of one of those people that would say the untouchables, the people who score the shots during those times. The second thing we see about Malchus is that his ear, right ear, was cut off in the presence of the big man. It was cut. But the most interesting thing is that the gospel actually record these incidents. We can see that in John 18 and also in Matthew 26 and also in Mark. And this was the last miracle that Jesus did, the very last miracle Jesus did before he was crucified. The good thing is that Jesus Christ actually healed him immediately. Very, very interesting. The other thing that we need to see is that he was there. He was there when Jesus Christ was being questioned. And it looks like, Peter was acting out of anger, out of rushed out anger, the impulsive nature of Peter. And he did what was unexpected. And so the other thing that we need also to say is that Malchus servant is a victim. Given the impulsive nature of Peter, his ear was cut off. We did not even understand why Peter actually did it. And so Peter cuts out an image of men and women who actually suffer given the rash nature and impulsive nature of some of the people. Were it not for the intervention of Jesus Christ, Malchus would have suffered without an ear. But Jesus Christ is very gracious, very loving, that despite being arrested by people who do not care about him, Jesus Christ extends favor, extends love, extends mercy and compassion, and actually heals you. And I think it speaks to all of us that as leaders, we need to be out there and extend mercy, extend compassion, extend love to those people that are going through very challenging moments. And as pastors, with a lot of humility. Let me allow us to speak to you. The people who actually comes to your churches are people who are hurt, people who are paining, people who are going through pain and untold suffering. And it is very important for us to be able to extend mercy, to extend compassion, to show them care upon each one of them. And the last thing that we need to say is that Malchus, and we've said it, Malchus suffered in the hands of his boss. And instead of his boss seeing the love and the compassion that Jesus Christ had on his servant, Caiaphas continued with his mission undeterred. And it shows the hell-bent, the cast nature of the religious of his day. And it is possible for Christ to show his love. It is possible for Christ to extend his compassion and mercy on people and still leave people untapped and unchanged. And they should speak to the religious people and the evangelist who has a lot of vigor, who continue preaching and sharing the gospel, yet the people continue doing the things that they want to do. I should tell you that Caiaphas was there, and much as Jesus Christ did an act of love, an act of mercy, they never changed. You see, brothers and sisters, those of you that are watching us today, Malchus is an example of what Jesus can do. That Jesus Christ, even at the point of pain, even in the point of agony, even in the point of rejection and great pain, he still can extend love. He still can extend, mercy. He's still powerful. He still can reach out and be able to extend healing. And so, for those of you that are suffering, for those of you that are going through pain and agony, we need to introduce you to Jesus Christ, who is powerful, who is caring. Jesus Christ, who has the power to restore. And this evening, we speak restoration to you. We speak healing. The Lord is able to reach out to you and heal you. My name is John Kemani, and want to speak healing and restoration to you, and to remind you that Jesus Christ is able to do wonderful things and great things to your life. If only you call upon him and invite him to come into your life, he is more than willing to heal you and to do good things into your life. We want to thank you and bless you and speak healing to you because of even taking time to watch this broadcast. And until next week, next time when we have such a broadcast, my name is John Kemani. Remember, this is Marketplace Believers, and on a platform that engages, equips, and encourages believers to say, inawezekana. Until next time, why don't you read us on the numbers that are right on your screen? And what we say, remember what we always say, inawezekana.